us over this crest. He will cross the line and will win the championship.
I tell you, this is a classic track. 7 turns, almost all of them have something good about them. The 90, the S's, the carousel. Turn 7 can be tricky when it comes time for pit stops because you have the pit entrance right there on the exit. I think it's going to be a great race.
2.45 miles, 3.94 kilometres of just carnage on occasion. Got to get those S's right, and the exit of the S's up to the carousel is such an important. Hard to pass here in this configuration without the bus stop. Turn 1's a great opportunity. It should be a great race. Well, Bo's leading the championship, 70-95 points in front of Tony Aldridge. So Bo last week showed some genuine speed, didn't he, in front of Curtis and Tony Aldridge in third. Different race today. A lot of different qualifying times have come in very close so far as we can see, and it should be a great race. So the championship will close up with obviously the 2 drop downs. So good to get some good races in early.
Yeah, not a problem. I might have to pause it for a second here because my sim's loading up. But Powerbond Dayco is leading with 12-17, massive points haul. KRT, second place. Hold on. There we go. KRT Performance, second place, 973. High Tech Sim Racing, 950 in third. SDC Motorsports North America, 652 in fourth. Sim Instruments Motorsports in fifth. Mad Cow Racing, I'm going to guess it's Ayleshire. Brenton could probably help me out with that. 536. KRT Evolution, 495. Demodov Motorsports, Brenton's team there, 483. Synergy Sim Racing, 461. The High-Tech Sim Racing, Billy Volvo at 458. SDC Motorsports Australia at 370. High-Tech Sim Racing, team number 2, at 342. Synergy Cosmo 255. On the Edge Racing, Mr. Mike Budzian at 217 in 14th place. 1RM Performance 176. Odyssey Racing 32 points. Spider Lips Motorsports 16 points. And finally TOF Racing is 6 points in 18th spot. Just let you know, this is kind of a trial period for next season when I expect membership to go up. So we kind of cut off the team registrations after the 3rd week, and it wasn't a whole lot of the big teams really signing up for it because they don't really race with us on Thursdays and Fridays a whole lot. So that's why if you're not seeing your favorite team, they might not have just signed up for it, because we did have to make a cutoff, just kind of feeling it out so we could really crank down on this for next season.
Well, you're exactly right, Jim, and you're to be congratulated for running the team's title this year. Next year in the next season in the V8s, it will only get stronger with the new implementation of the whole Commodore. There's going to be a lot of red versus blue in the series, and it's going to introduce a lot of new races to the series as well. So, yep, as you've got the teams right now, the teams will only get bigger and stronger next season. I've got no doubt about that.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I've just noticed that my mic has been muted for a lot of that intro. I'm really sorry to the viewers. I had so much stuff on my screen, I didn't even look down there to make sure that little mic was unmuted. But like I said before on the NASCAR broadcast a couple weeks ago, when I done the same thing, imagine the very best intro that you can, and that's exactly what I was saying. Pretty much just said Watkins Glen is a fantastic track. I am so excited to be here. It's going to be great, and everything you guys said did go through, so you guys are okay.
But, that's good.
We're going to be getting some video coming through here in just a second, guys.
Yeah, right now we've got Marty Carroll qualified first place, Corey Preston second, Mike Fulchers in third, Tony Aldridge fourth, Nigel Baines fifth, Dennis Gutierrez sixth, Jake Burton seventh, Aaron Hamilton eighth, Curtis Chipaway down in ninth, Greg Sharp 10th, Sanchin Delilah 11th, Marlon McMullen 12th, Marty Creamers 13th, Graham Filan 14th, Matt Yeomans 15th, Mike Budsey in 16th, Ryan Shelton 17, Dave Oliver 18, and 19th in our grid is Jason Scandalera.
So 19 starters, cloudy 27 degrees, 24 km/h winds, humidity 28%, 50 laps. We'll need to pit anything between lap 23 and 27. It's going to be a fast, hectic race.
And looking last night at their warm-up race, looks like pretty much everybody's just splitting the race in half, coming in lap 24, lap 25 to top off their fuel so they can make it to the end.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've seen as well. Is that's right about where the fuel limit is right about that halfway point. So that's it was borderline to have to save one or the other sides, but they're revving up now. Green light drops, and we are green here at Watkins Glen, ready for an exciting race. As
Corey Preston had a great jump, great start. Took 3 wide into 1. Deep on the brakes. Everybody's making it through cleanly so far.
Yeah, no incidents at all. It's a great start there. Very clean coming up through the S's. Always a bit of drama here. 2 by 2. We're going to have dramas again. Oh, it's a great save there. Who's that? Dennis, I think it was.
Yeah, Dennis was sideways going through the S's. He's just going to get swamped now, but fortunately everybody got through there cleanly. There they are, 2 by 2 into the carousel up at the front.
Draft is so important here. It's just so difficult to pass. It's easy to defend at the carousel. Just take that tighter line in. Martin Carroll out in front wants to maintain his 100% record here. He's already done the 2 races here at Watkins Glen. Both of them race wins. He's definitely got some genuine race pace here.
Almost 3 wide going into 6 there towards the back of the field. Coming finish up the first lap.
A great standing lap, 113.3 under brakes deep.
Corey Preston off to a great start here in the second place. Had a great starting position, but it's running well here maintaining that second place with Mike Fulcher right on his butt. That's a great job for Corey Preston. Corey's one that we've seen do well at the beginning of the races, but bad luck creeps in there toward the end.
Just so hard to break the draft here, and it's, you know, if you can get that probably second and a half, 2 second gap, you might be up and away, but it's just so hard in these conditions just to get that little break. Also hard to pass here though. Look, Martin's not going to just let this lead go easily. Just holding his line, maintaining good speed through the corners. Just waiting on mistake the 2 kamikaze cars.
Yeah, it looks like Fulch is going to ride behind Corey Preston as long as Corey don't let Marty get away. Now, if Marty starts pulling away, I think we'll see Fulch go ahead and get around Corey there and try to keep up with Marty.
It'll be interesting to see if some team orders come into play a little bit later in the race if that continues.
And Nigel Baines back in 5th place. Now last night Nigel had a great race for most of the race, but toward the end again that bad luck creeped up and got him right about just past the halfway mark, I think. He ran into a slow car, a lap car, and it cost him the race. But great drive though, clear up to that point for Nigel, so I look for him to be doing well today as well.
Yeah, Sanjay Delalit a little bit wide at the carousel. Dennis Guterres was taking a look, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, well, that was deep into the race there with Nigel, and I don't think he's going to have that problem with slower lap cars today. It's a pretty quick field throughout, and really showing a high standard with some sensational early lap times. Like already, Marty Carroll, 107.8 in lap 3, 107.8 lap 2, 107.7 lap 3. That's very hard pressing early. I'm not sure if you've done any laps here, Jim, but the tyres do seem to go off a little bit. Not as big a drop off as what we originally thought. Once you get your tyre pressures and your temperatures okay, but the tyres do drop off. You do have to keep them at a cool temperature.
Let's take a look here. Jake Burton, Curtis Chipway. Curtis had a great run coming out of the S's. They're side by side going in the carousel. I think Curtis really wanted the spot, but he ran it just too deep right there. This track can be pretty gentle on the tires as long as you don't go overboard with your driving. They have a lot of time to cool down, so you don't really have to worry a whole lot about overheating.
Yeah, you know, I haven't been on the track, guys, since the tire update came across a couple days ago. Has it had much of an impact on the Supercar?
Side by side, Curtis.
Jake and Curtis.
A little bit of contact there. They're still going. Curtis has the line going into 1. Has the lead. Way deep on the brakes there. He's going to overshoot it. Over under for Jake maybe.
Don't want to be going too wide through the S's just here at this speed.
Looks like Curtis has got it done, guys.
Yeah,
he's going to have to defend going up in the carousel though.
Yeah, he's up 3 positions from 9th on the grid, so he's definitely a man on the move going forward.
Yeah, I think he's got enough of a space there that Jake, he's not going to have to defend from Jake.
He messed up the turn a little bit. It sounds like Jake was topping out on his rev limiter, so might have a little bit short on the gearing.
I think it's when you're in the draft there, Jim. I think a lot of the cars are running the same gear setup. If you're running clean air by yourself, you don't top out, but when you're in the draft, a bit of a mistake. And that's what that's done is brought Aaron Hamilton in the Demonov Innovations vehicle right into this as well to 8th. He's maintained his 8th position from the 8th on the grid.
Michael Fulcher has gotten around his teammate. Looks like Corey's starting to have some connection issues, unfortunately.
Yeah, lag creeping in there for Corey, causing his car to jump around a bit, and that's really going to be tough for Nigel and Tony Autridge back behind him, because when a car's jumping around like that in front of you, you really want to try to hold back a little bit so that you don't end up popping up right in the middle of their car and causing a big incident.
We've got our first casualty, it seems. Graham Fireland in the 14 is in the pits for not sure why, but obviously he's had some dramas there.
Looks like Jake is now having to defend from Aaron Hamilton.
Dennis and Dave Oliver side by side.
Dennis Katerik, one of KRT's newer members, fantastic driver. He comes up from the second split where he's really done well for the last couple weeks. Find himself, this is his first top split race on the broadcast night, so congratulations to Dennis Katerik for making the top split broadcast race tonight.
It just seems that there's a bit of a train building here, isn't there? Back in, was that with Dave Oliver from 11th place on. 109.396 his last lap. Was passed by Dennis that last lap, so that would have dropped him a bit of time, but it's a tight battle back here. There's hopefully a bit of patience as the race goes on. We're up to lap 7, still 43 laps to go.
Just looking back at Graham's lap 4, it looks like for whatever reason he just couldn't get slowed down and turn for the carousel. He just went straight on into the wall, unfortunately.
It sounds like he might have had a hardware problem or a computer problem, so a tough break for Graham Filan. It sounds like he may have had some computer issues. Corey Preston still holding off Tony Autridge for that third spot. With those lag issues, I really thought Tony would end up getting around him there, but not only is Corey holding him off, he's starting to pull a little gap between he and Tony Autridge. So great drive by Corey Preston tonight. This is probably, up to this point in the race, one of Corey's better races.
Yeah, Corey's quick, there's no question of that. Tends to make a couple of mistakes here and there. But if he can keep it on the track, keep it on the black stuff, he will always put in a strong performance.
Yeah, that's a good analyzation there, because that's exactly what we see with Corey. He's got pace, but by the end of the race, usually that bad luck or a little mistake will creep in there. But I'm hoping for the best for Corey tonight. I would love to see him have a great finish.
Matt Yeoman's a little wide there at the carousel, allowed Marlon McMullen to really catch up to him coming into 6 here.
Yeah, Marlon's one that's really struggling with this new update. He's had a couple of fair to decent races, but otherwise he's really been struggling. I'm glad to see that he keeps trying. He just keeps working on it, trying to get better with it. We see this in real life all the time, where the changes to the cars or a completely new car model really sets a driver out, and unfortunately that's where Marlon McMullen finds himself with this latest update, is he's just really struggling to come to grips with it.
Just looking at Martin Carroll's lap times, very impressive. Right from lap 2, a 7.8, 7.7, 7.6, fastest lap of the race, 7.7, 7.8, 7.7, 7.9. Not just consistent, but consistently fast as well. He's got himself out to a 1.5 second lap over our second place man, Michael Fulcher. Just impressive. They've really obviously got their car cranked up for this week, and he's really making the most of it.
Yeah, let's take a look and compare the times between Martin Carroll and Mike Fulcher, because those guys are so close on pace. Last lap we had Marty Carroll and Mike Fulcher. Mike Fulcher with a 108 flat and Marty Carroll with a 107.9. And the lap before that, the exact same. The lap before that, both of them hit 107.8s. And the lap before that, 107.7 and a 107.9. These guys are very, very close on pace. And if Fulch was able to get up there and catch Marty, we would see one heck of a race for sure.
We've got a great race happening here with Corey, Tony and Nigel as well, 3rd, 4th and 5th. This is really closed up here. Corey just seems to have dropped off the pace a little bit. His last lap of 108.6, obviously he might have made a small mistake somewhere, but he's brought the other two right back in with him.
As we ride with Nigel here in 5th spot, this is very close. 3rd, 4th, 5th, all right behind each other. This is great racing.
Oh, Acosta strike on lap 10. deep under brakes here, dropping down to third. Some prefer second to get a turn in. You've got Tony Autridge and Corey Preston in front of us, coming up through the S's. Fourth gear, short shifting into fifth, maintaining that grip. Just that balance here with the accelerator. Difficult to stay in the draft of the other V8 in front of us here at the moment. Hard on the power here, changing up to 6. In the draft, you'll probably hear the engine top out at the end here. Get to 290, 295 kilometres an hour. No, he's just balancing that then. Just gliding around, fourth down to third, balancing it, short shift to fourth. Having a bit of a look, there's not going to be a move there. Down to fourth, some again take it in third just to get that turn in. It's a pretty clean lap, it's good to be on board. Nigel, a great racer. What times he put in here? 1:08.1, that's a good time.
Notice he was really close to the curbs there in 6. You really got to watch it. It's so easy to end up in the wall coming through 6 if you mess it up at all.
Just so tough to pass here. Taking away that bus stop configuration was opening the door for the late breakers to get through, but it just seems pretty easy to fend here at the carousel. You just take that inside line. It is tough to pass.
Speaking of, looks like Jason Scandalera is in the wall on the back straight. Looks like he might be retiring.
Yeah, he'd just come out of the pits too, so obviously had some issues there.
Yeah, it looks like, taking a look now, looks like the lap before he got into the outside wall going through the S's and just damaged his steering too much, unfortunately.
We've just had so much action, haven't we, early? But there's still 38 laps to go of this race. We haven't had a pit stop yet. They wouldn't even be considering the pit stop yet. Just looking back at Jake Burton, just seems to be holding Aaron Hamilton up a bit. 1:08.6 for the both of them. And Greg Sharp's actually Aaron Hamilton's teammate outside of this series as well. Just sitting back there in 9th place. Now I know Greg's got a decent setup. He'll be able to run all day with those tyres.
We also got another close battle for 12th, if you believe it. Sanjin Delalit and Matt Yeomans, not even half a second apart, coming up through the S's right now. That's got a good run, but like you said, just topping out in the draft on the gearbox. I don't think it's going to be enough.
Oh, I absolutely believe that. Sanjin and Dave Oliver, both fantastic drivers. I'm so surprised to see him back there in 11th and 12th, but that just speaks to the quality of this field that we have here in the Americas Series. Great races all throughout the field.
Just think Dave's been struggling with the setup this week. He did the race yesterday and he seemed to be a little bit off the pace compared to where he normally is. So it's just, you know, he's just got probably a little bit of work to do there with his team.
Corey a little bit sideways coming out of 1. Corey and Nigel still hounding Tony Aldridge.
Yeah, Tony is... I don't envy Tony right now, having Nigel on his bumper like that. That's some serious pressure.
Well,
Oh, it's
Corey's
extremely distracting.
Yeah, Corey's actually dropped back. They both got through him, so Corey's made a mistake somewhere.
Looks like Nigel really wants his spot too. He keeps taking looks every single time they get into the entry, like right now.
Well, a lot of that is, you know, strategy, trying to get into the mirrors of the guy in front just to try to make him look back there, maybe miss his brake marker a little bit and make a little bit of a mistake so you can get by.
Well, it'll be interesting to see Tony and Nigel's lap times now that they've
Here we
been
go.
released by Corey. Corey's having another look.
Nigel's having to defend. He was a little bit wide on 7, lost the rear end a bit.
Oh, Corey's disappeared. So 1:08.5 and a 1:08.7 the last 2 laps for Tony. This is his first lap in clean air. Interested to see what kind of lap time he can put in here and whether he can make up that gap. He got about 2.6 seconds back to second place Michael Fulcher.
Yeah, the guys are getting... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So there's another great little scrap happening here with our host Michael Butzi and Ryan Shelton and Martin Kramers back in 15th, 16th and 17th. Might not be racing for the lead, but they've certainly got some tight racing happening here. And Martin's just been pegging them back after an early drama on lap 1 and actually no, lap 2 he obviously had an off. But Mike and Ryan there having a real close race.
It's good to see Mike here. He's been having connection issues all week. Apparently he had some issues with his provider, and I was just reading something from him earlier today. Apparently they went ahead and just wired his house straight out to the regional distribution line for his cable because he was having some kind of issues with it.
Man, that's a I wish my cable company would come do that for me. I would love it.
I know.
So impressed with Ryan Shelton here. He's come into this series. This is his first full season and a pretty newcomer to the V8 Supercar, and he's just doing such a great job. Just watching him progress has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, he does well. Like in anyone.
Oh, he's got a good run here.
He's got a great run here.
He's got it here. As long as he doesn't mess up the braking.
A little bit loose. Should hold that. Should hold that. What that might do is let Martin Kramers in as well here.
Well, now Mike has the preferred line coming up to 6th, though. Oh, Mark's going to take a look anyways.
Yeah, Martin's a very quick stick. He's not going to muck around here.
It looks like Ryan's actually gotten into something on the right side of the car. Very close there. Looks like Martin's giving Mike a little hurry up there.
Oh, we've got a drama with Marlon. McMullen's out. He's hit something hard. He will be
we've
finished
had
for the day.
a wreck between him and Matt Jones, it looks like, coming out of the last turn.
See if I can go back and get a race recall replay on that and maybe find that incident and get it displayed there for the viewers.
Matt Yeomans lost it coming out of 7, and then Marlon unfortunately just got collected.
Yeah, unlucky for the two-time champion of the series, Martin McMullen. He's just had that kind of season, hasn't he? Just hasn't really been able to dial into his car this season.
He has, and it's a shame because he's had such great seasons before, and to come into this one and really have a bad season. He's had a race or two that's been okay, but otherwise it's really been bad luck for Marlon, and it's really affecting his confidence.
That's what I'm looking at. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just looking at the possible signs of a bit of tyre degradation on Martin Carroll's. Certainly not going to affect his race too much, but his first 11 laps all in the 7s, and then from then on, from lap 12 through to now lap 18, all of them in the 8. So just dropped his pace, but it might not be so much tyre degradation, it might be just managing his pace now that he's got a healthy lead as well, just balancing his pace with the car behind him, Michael Fulcher.
Tell you
Something
what,
else I've been watching.
Go ahead.
Corey Preston and Curtis Chipway. Curtis has just been plucking away, little by little, every lap, and I think pretty soon he's going to be fighting Corey for that 5th spot.
Yeah, he is in there within a second now, so I agree 100%. He's going to be catching Corey before long and putting on a good fight there. On screen now, I got the laps between Martin Carroll and Mike Fulcher up on screen, and just like before, those two are still lapping right at the same. We got 8.4 and 8.4, 8.2 and 8.3. 8.3 and 8.5, 8.0 and 8.2. So these guys are still at 108s and just right there at the same time. So these guys are off pace just a little bit of what they had started, but they're both falling off at the exact same pace.
And I'll tell you, a car that's on the move is the car 16, Dennis Gadderick. It's just taken Greg Sharp to move up into the 9th position. He's now, right on the hammer of Aaron Hamilton and Jake Burton. I don't think Dennis is going to be the most patient person in the world. He, once he's got his ears back, he will try and take that spot. He's showing some great pace here. Jake's doing a great job defending off Aaron Hamilton as well. Just maintaining his line and speed through the corners always makes it hard.
Here's something I don't think we've talked very much about at all. Greg Sharp sitting there in 10th. He's just been plucking along at the back of this little group. I think he might get part of this pretty soon.
Well, he probably will. Dennis has just passed Greg Sharp. Greg actually does a lot of the setups for the team I'm in, Demidov Innovations. Very good in regards to handling setups and just getting stronger and stronger each race too. This is the first season he's actually concentrated holding solid in the V8s, and that improvement's really been through the roof for him.
Oh, here we go. Big dive by Aaron Hamilton. Did not quite get it.
Yeah, Jake's another driver that over the last season has improved tremendously. He's at this point last season, he was running mid to rear field, and just through last season and into this season, he's found a lot of pace and he's really improved a great deal as a driver. And he's finding himself, even in the other series, running quite well up toward the front.
Oh, we're having to defend now. Aaron Hamilton's going for it again. And that's going to let Dennis Gutierrez get up into it also. Side by side through the S's. You can't do this when on old tires. Hopefully this turns out well.
You've got to really be able to trust the guy next to you too.
Yeah, Aaron Hamilton showed...
Hamilton.
Sorry.
Jake on the full defensive here, coming up to the carousel. Hamilton with the wide line.
They're touching. Who's on the brakes?
You could just see Dennis cashing in here shortly, can't you?
Here you go. Dennis is going to take in a look now.
Hamilton's gone from the attack to the full defensive here with Gaderick behind. That's really good driving by all three of them. Just that slight contact, we believe, coming through the S's, but it's fantastic nose, bumper to nose driving here.
Yeah, these guys are doing great, and they're showing just enough patience and aggression to make some great racing.
Dennis is looking very, very racy behind here. Jake's just probably holding him up with a 10.5 there. Obviously that time was a bit blown out from being side by side at the S's.
Taking a lot of the curves there through the S's. You cannot do that. It will end in tears. I think it slowed him up. Dennis is going to take a look at him now.
And Nigel is through Tony as well. We've missed that. So Nigel Baines up to third. Fantastic effort. He's just after his dramas from yesterday, fifth on the grid. This is going to open it up a little bit for him now. There's no one in front. Coming up just in the... about to come up to some pit stops perhaps next lap. In the next 4 laps, they'll all be pitting at some stage.
Ken reports that apparently Jake Burton's complaining of a little bit of front end damage from a battle earlier with Curtis, so it might be holding him back a little bit.
Yeah, that was from about lap 2 or 3. There was a suggestion that Jake might not have been happy. I didn't see the insert at all, so yeah, there's just a little bit of drama maybe on Jake's car.
Great race back here, this 7th, 8th, and 9th position. It's hard to pull away because these guys are just doing such a great job. But I do want to
watch this. Nigel Baines is getting ready to pit with Tony right behind him. That was close.
Whew.
Well, it'll
yeah.
be interesting to see what happens here coming out of the pits. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, Greg Sharp into the pits. Now this is a great move by Greg. He was stuck behind Jake and Aaron and Dennis. He's pitted that one lap earlier than him. Hopefully we'll get the undercut on the way out. I think that's a great move by Greg Sharp.
Do want to mention Curtis Chipaway, who has officially caught Corey Preston now and is putting that pressure on him for that 4th position. Go ahead, Brent. I kind of covered you up there.
No. It's all good. It's your show. We just saw a great bit of action between Aaron, Jake, and Greg there.
Here we go.
Dennis there.
Curtis is on the inside of Corey.
Yeah, Corey White. Nice save, but it definitely cost him a lot of time. But he was able to get it back on track and kept it going straight. So he just lost the 1 position there. Going back now to the Aaron Hamilton battle. He's on the outside of Jake Burton. Jake maintains position.
Yeah, 2nd place man's in the pit. Michael Fulcher. Martin Carroll staying out. My interest in the race right here is how many positions will Greg Sharp make up?
Oh, here we go. Burton and Gutierrez both in the pits right on top of each other. This is all going to be down to pits. Dennis had his view blocked a little bit by Jake Burton, so it's going to hold him back some.
Fulcher just seems like, yep, Fulcher on the way out now. It seemed like a long pit stop.
Team for
27.9 for Fulch.
Yeah, he's come out just in front of Nigel Baines. Nigel's made a decent gain there. And
yeah, Nigel Baines 25.5, so a 2-second gain in the pits for Nigel.
And as I predicted, Greg Sharp has come out the winner here. He's overtaken both Dennis and Jake, and no doubt he will have Aaron Hamilton as well. Now Dennis has got to put up with Martin Carroll lapping him, so that'll drop even more time for Dennis. So that's an expensive, probably a strategic error, I would have thought. Being held up by Jake, I would have thought they would have come in that lap earlier.
Now, Marty hasn't pit yet, so we should see Marty coming in probably this time, so that'll probably prevent Greg from getting lapped there.
Yeah,
Ryan Shelton had a very, very bad pit entry. Hopefully he did not get a penalty for it. He is doing about 60 at the line.
Yeah, and our leader, Martin Carroll's finally in the pits, coming up to the end of lap 26, so he's had a bloody good stint there. I would be surprised if Aaron Hamilton doesn't pit as well from a 3rd place. That won't be a net 3rd though by the time he's finished.
Yeah, I expect he'll be back
Hamilton's
around 8.
hit the wall on the exit on the last turn. Trying to push very hard.
And yep, Shelton got hit for a speeding in the pit lane penalty, 15 seconds, unfortunately.
Marty Carroll is a little bit slow on the pit stop, 28.4. Yeah, and he's on his way out now, so check and see where he's going to come out in relation to Mike Fulcher.
He's still got a good distance between him and Michael Fulcher. He's coming up to the top of the S's right now. Fulcher's still down about halfway through. Fulcher actually has to watch for Nigel Baines here, actually.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is Nigel actually managed to catch Fulch good by a long ways there. He was 2 seconds back at least before pits, so great gain.
I'd be interested to see how much the stopping time of Nigel was, because yesterday a couple of cars made the mistake of not putting quite enough fuel in the car, and it cost them in the end. Like, they still got to the finish line, but they had to drop off their race pace, so maybe that might have happened here.
It's a 3-second difference in their outlap times.
And with that undercut now, Greg Sharp up to 8th place has now reversed everything around. Jake and Corey are right behind him. Actually, Greg's actually made up 4 spots there. He's actually passed Corey Preston as well. So that's an awesome performance there. Good strategy. Unfortunately, Aaron's come out definitely behind them there. Waited way too long with his pit stops and dropped 3 spots.
Yeah, Greg Sharp was definitely the winner there with the undercut in the pit strategy, but Jake Burton definitely has the race speed to catch him, and we're going to see a great battle here, and probably by the end of this lap.
Tell you, here's the difference right now for Jake Burton. Oh, look, almost some contact there. Greg Sharp and Jake Burton. The difference was their in laps. 18.6 for Greg and a 19.3 for Jake. That's all the difference right there.
What about the 2 laps after that, though, Jim? You know, we're looking at 108.3, 108.4 straight away there compared to Jake's. Whilst he was doing that,
108 flat and then a 108.1. So yeah, I mean, Jake's got the speed. He just his outlap, something caught him out.
He's definitely got the pace on here.
Back up front, we're seeing Mike Fulcher pull away from Nigel just a little bit. Nigel reeled him in just a little bit going into this turn here, but Fulch definitely got good speed over Nigel. So
yeah,
their lap times are so close. A 7.9 for Nigel, an 8 flat for Michael Fulcher on the last time. This time it's going to be an 8.1 to a 7.9, going to Nigel Baines. These guys are neck and neck.
This is going to end in tears with Jake and Corey and Greg here shortly. Jake's just made that a very aggressive move into the second last turn there. Just got forced a little wide. Looked like it was a pretty clean move, but what he's done there is let Corey through. And now Corey's going to be very racy behind Greg Sharp.
yeah, and if his connection hasn't improved, it's very tough to be extra racy when your connection's poor like that, because the closer you get, the more risk you run to having some net contact.
Well, we've still got 20 laps to go in this race, and it's just nose to tail. Throw a blanket over these 3. It's just great battles throughout, isn't it? That's the type of track that this promotes, just the close, hard racing.
A lot of people do call it the Talladega of road racing. It really is just so flat or so fast.
Yeah, JD's missing a heck of a race here. In the back of my mind, I can just hear JD just scream at some of these battles. Corey Preston wiggles there right in front of Jake Burton. Jake manages to stay off his bumper, but no contact there. Jake is going to go to the outside and look for position.
Deep on the brakes. A little bit of contact.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be the last we see of a bit of contact as well. Ash has given Greg that little bit of a break just for this lap. I don't think it'll be long before they're right back behind him.
Yeah, Jake had to let off there at some point, and it cost him the momentum. He's lost about a car length of momentum to Corey. We'll see him catch that back up here in just a little bit, though. Let's go back and check on the Mike Fulcher-Nigel Baines battle, as Nigel Baines is still right there with Mike Fulcher. He reeled him back into about 0.3 of a second off his bumper, and that's where he stayed, just right there on his bumper. So a great battle here between Mike Fulcher and Nigel Baines for that second spot.
Could get really interesting here shortly. So you got Ryan Shelton up ahead of him, about a 1.5 seconds slower.
putting in some good times again. 107.995 for Nigel's last lap. So I just got a couple of my kids in the background pretending that they can sing. I do apologise.
That's alright. Mine's usually my cats that want to come start meowing into the microphone when this in a broadcast. Now popping back to the Jake Burton battle, Jake has fallen off of Corey Preston by almost a full second now, 0.7, of a second. So this battle here has really got shaken up. Greg Sharp has pulled away from Corey Preston by about half a second, and then Jake Burton's fell off by almost a full second now. Dennis Guterick about 0.7 off of Jake's bumper. So these guys starting to get a little bit of separation, not a bunch, but enough to at least get a breath.
Well, what it has done though is with all the battling that Dennis and Aaron have come back into this fight, Corey's going to be right up with Greg here. I think Corey's got the genuine pace on Greg, but track position is so important here.
Yeah, Corey's, I think, has the speed as well, but he just keeps making these little mistakes that cost him the track position rather, and it just keeps him from getting around him.
Yeah, I think if you just polish up his racecraft a little bit, he'd be really strong. I think it was a couple of weeks ago he actually got a disqualification just because he had too many incidents.
Yeah, that was a tough track though. We had several throughout that week that got disqualified. I believe that was on Zolder.
And you just look at that track wrong, you get disqualified. This is really close going
this
into
is
one.
tightening up here. Through, or is he tighter line? Not gonna have the drive
Side
out
by
of the corner.
side, coming to the S's.
Whew, Jake Burton got a great run out of that turn.
Jake had to really slow down because of Greg. Oh, they're side by side contact. They saved it. Oh, Jake is into the wall.
Hamilton here. Aaron through both. Oh,
more
God.
contact.
Jake has pushed Dennis wide there, and Aaron's the big benefactor there through both.
I can't believe that didn't end in tears. I mean, that was some contact made, and definitely got a little crazy there. But I thought for sure Jake was going to be, and I thought it was going to end Jake's race.
Jake's now complaining of some front end damage, so not sure it's going very well for him now.
Yeah, you can see it. It's pretty significant there.
They're still side by side through 6.
He's
More
not
contact.
letting this go. Yeah, he's driving a bit angry at the moment, Jake, I'd say. Yeah, this is going to be the result. Lost
going to lose
so
another
much
spot
traction.
here.
He's going fighting with Dennis deep under brakes here. Can't see Jake just letting this go.
Well, if he's got a damaged car, he about has to. You can't risk running those guys' race. You know, and you can see the car, yeah, how damaged it is. He's definitely got significant damage there. That's a tough break for Jake Burton. He's having such a great race.
I tell you what, that was gutsy races by Aaron Hamilton through both of them. Jake definitely made life hard for Dennis by just pulling out to the right and left a little bit and taking Dennis for a run on the grass, but Aaron didn't take his foot off the accelerator and just kept throwing through.
Yeah, a little bit of patience by all those guys coming out of that turn there would have probably prevented that deal.
Just want to bring your attention back up to the front. Battle for second. They are not even 3/10 apart.
Yeah, lap 36 of 50 now. Nigel Baines definitely getting a little extra racy here. He's showing Fulch that he's right there, ready to make the move.
Fulch really got a good run out of 1 though, up through the S's. Pulled a gap on Nigel that time.
Yeah, he really did. We'll see him pull up through this draft though.
Well, we know Nigel's got a quick car. He's the sister car to our race leader Martin Carroll, so the speed's in it for him. He's just got to be released and get a few clean laps in by himself.
Our leader Marty Carroll in traffic now as he gets around Mike Budsey and puts Mike a lap down. That's not to say anything about Mike. Mike's having a great race up in 13th, having a pretty good, consistent race there. Looks like he's got a little bit of damage though.
I don't think Mike's been able to do a whole lot of running this week, so he's pretty much doing this without practice.
Yeah, quickest lap of 109.19 on lap 26, so he's showing the pace there, but like Jim said, just the lack of practice here, it does catch you out. It's a fairly simple track, let's be honest, in regards to how many corners you've got to learn, but you've still got to get them right just to maintain that speed because the field's so tight. You lose that half a second here or there and it makes such a big difference.
Big battle back here around Aaron Hamilton again. We got big battle with Corey Preston, Aaron Hamilton, and Dennis Katerix. This battle's still going strong.
And what that's really done is release Greg Sharp up to 6th place, last lap of 108.7 compared to Corey's 109.1. So this is all helping out Greg Sharp here, who's done a fantastic job from 10th on the grid. Corey Preston, just has that initial pace, doesn't he? Just seems to drop off a little bit. Aaron Hamilton and Dennis are all over him here.
I have a feeling though, if these guys were to get around Corey Preston, they'd just be gone. I think he's kind of holding them back right now.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I know Aaron has actually, I don't think Aaron's had that clean lap yet. It was held up originally by Jake in the first stint before the pit stop. I do think he made a pretty bad tactical error in staying out too long. Should have pitted early, and he's really paid the penalty throughout the rest of the race.
I gotta say, I don't know that Corey's holding these guys up. I mean, they're really racing hard for position, but Corey's fastest lap at 107.8.
Tagged the wall a little bit.
So Corey's definitely got the pace there. Yeah, he's, I don't know. I think all these guys are right there around that same pace like we see with Marty and Mike Fulcher.
Deep
Aaron Hamilton, big.
Badly. That's a bad mistake. Bad mistake, Aaron Hamilton.
Horrible. That was, that all started coming up through the S's. Aaron lost a whole bunch of momentum when he tagged the wall.
You know, guys,
And,
I want to say this, that when that contact was made, Corey Preston's car disappeared. That means he hit incident number 17.
There's something to be said. Like been saying, he's just a little rough around the edges. He needs to polish it up. This is a long race. He can't afford to build up those incidents early on. I think he did, battling early on.
Yeah, he's definitely got the pace. He's just got to work on that a little bit, which I think he's been doing, because he definitely got he got pretty far into this race and held great position, had some great battles. So he's working on it. We'll see him as the season progresses start doing better and better. Aaron Hamilton, another one as well. Has got good speed. He's got to work on his patience a little bit, and we're going to see him really start doing a lot better job here as well.
I think like Jim said, that all started in the S's. Aaron just snipped the wall there, and even though Aaron's my teammate, I think it was Aaron's mistake. I think he was defending probably. I don't think he was attacking. I think he was trying too hard to defend against Dennis and just took it in too deep there. Lost the rear brakes a little bit, and yeah, that's very costly.
Well, and that's so easy to do when you're defending in one mirror, plus trying to drive through your windshield because you're trying to pass the guy in front of you. Got a lot going on. It's really easy to see how one of those mistakes can be made. I do see with Aaron a lot that he's trying to find that balance between aggression and patience, and as he finds that balance, we're really going to see a lot. We're going to see him really start moving through the field.
Side by side, the S's between Jake and Aaron again. Dennis will have the best run out of the three of them here. Aaron, not to be sure if he's on the defense or the attack here.
Almost. Oh, I think they're making it 3 wide. Yes, here we go. 3 wide into the carousel. This could end bad. Oh,
and again,
contact.
Yeah, I don't think it was really anyone's fault there. That's just good hard racing. 3 wide into the carousel. It's going to be hard to not make contact with someone. But Hamilton looking very, very racy now against Burton.
I'd say that's the worst thing you can hear on a road course is 3 wide when you're getting ready to come into a corner.
A little bit of bump and run there for Aaron Hamilton as he gives Jake a little push, but no harm done. Jake still maintains control and is still holding on to that 7th position.
So here we go. We got 10 laps left. Just a quick rundown. Marty Carroll still leading from the pole. Michael Fulcher 2nd, Nigel Baines 3rd, Tony Aldridge 4th, Curtis Chipaway 5th, Greg Sharp 6th, Jake Burton 7th, Aaron Hamilton 8th, Dennis Gutierrez 9th, Sanjin Delalic 10th, Martin Creamer's 11th, Mike Budzian 12th, 13th Ryan Shelton, 14th Corey Preston, 15th Graham Filan, 16th Dave Oliver, 17th Marlon McMullen, 18th Matt Yeomans, and 19th Jason Scandalera.
On screen, I've got the gains up. It looks like our biggest gains tonight is going to be Curtis Chipway, Greg Sharp, Mike Budzine, and Ryan Shelton, all with 4 gains each. So great job to those guys.
Whoa, they're going 3 wide again.
This isn't over yet. There's a lot of potential for the Mike Budzians of the world to make up more than 4 positions, because this could end badly for 2 out of the 3 out of these. Great drive around the outside there. He's through around the outside. Aaron Hamilton, what a move. That is not a passing place there. So that's a sensational move.
That was a great drive, but he's going to have to defend it. Almost lost it there on the exit.
Bit taily already. Just got to get his racecraft right. I think you said that before. Just got to get his racecraft right as to when to make the most of a situation. What he's done there, just by making that little mistake, he's let the other 2 back in.
Here he goes defending. Oh, a little bit of contact. A little bit of rubbing. Nothing wrong with that.
Jake's back through. Dennis is not going to hold that line.
Aaron, don't do that. Once again, some very heads-up driving by Dennis Gutierrez, just kind of backing out of there when it looked like it was all going badly.
Yeah, I've seen that a couple times from Dennis, where I've also seen him get his nose in there and say, to heck with it, I'm going to try to. But there's been a couple times where I've seen him say, man, I'm not going to follow him in on that one. I'm going to stay back here, and then I'll get those positions when they wreck. But those guys doing a fantastic job. That is some of the most aggressive driving that I've seen all season long. But it's been fun. I mean, these guys are really racing for keeps. And they're doing a great job at it as well.
So, looking up front real quick, Michael Fulcher has managed to pull about a 1.5 seconds on Nigel Baines. So, unless he does something a little awkward, I think he's got a pretty good run over Nigel right now. Here we go, 3 wide again almost. Doesn't look like Dennis is backing out this time.
No, he's not. He's got good drive here. He's through.
He might even get the next spot. Really having to defend here.
Showed some genuine patience here. Dennis Gutierrez has got a fantastic drive. Now circle. Aaron with a big lunge.
Aaron losing it. No.
We were just talking about patience. Reverse into the pit road. That's going to cost massive amounts of time.
Tough break for Aaron. Well, our battle of 3 is turned to 2, and these guys still going at it hard. Dennis Gutierrez, Jake Burton having the race for 7th place. That was about the most intense 3-way battle that we've seen yet this season. That was fantastic driving, guys.
Yeah, it was, and generally most of the time clean. A few little incidents here and there, so nothing too serious they can't sort out later on. But just that little mistake by Aaron, just showing that bit of impatience there. Still got the 5 laps left, so it is time to go, I guess. But you're not going to be going too fast if you're going backwards into the pit lane.
No, Jake had that pretty significant front end damage earlier. It does seem to have improved. His car is not acting nearly as twitchy as what it was right after that incident. He must have kind of got a little bit more used to it.
Good run here by Dennis again. These two really seem to have been the stars of the show for the last 10 laps. Dennis certainly with the speed down the straight here. I think he's going to get him quite cleanly before the carousel.
No, not necessarily.
No.
Jake did not back out of it.
Didn't back
Jake's
out
got
at
a
all,
pretty
did
good
he?
run. But Dennis got a good run on the outside. If he
Yeah,
can
that's
defend
right.
and hold this through the next 2 turns, I think he'll have it.
And look what this has done. The battling's so hard. They've gone from directly behind Greg Sharp in 6th place to now 9 seconds behind. So Sharpie's away. They won't catch him. This is just where their race is here. And I think once Dennis gets through the S's cleanly, I can't see Jake coming back at Dennis either.
Yeah, Greg Sharp, he's definitely away. Over 7.5 seconds from these guys, so you're exactly right. That three-way battle for all those laps has allowed Greg to get 8 seconds away. That's unbelievable. Yeah, you called it, Brenton. If he gets through the S, as he got through the S's, he's starting to pull away now. 0.7 seconds away. I think that's all we're going to be able to see from Jake Burton as far as the race for that position.
Dennis has just shown that genuine throughout. This is his first clean lap, probably even throughout the race. So he's been patient. It's paid off up to 7th place, which is a fantastic effort. Started from the 6th. Obviously had some dramas early, but yeah, no, it's worked out well for him in the end.
All in all, for his first top split race here on the broadcast show, that has been an absolutely perfect drive for Dennis Katerik. You know, and with that kind of battling and to show that kind of patience, to get through a battle like that and get down to completing the race, 4 laps to go, it just really shows what kind of driver Dennis Katerik is, and we're going to see him as this season progresses be a great race. We're going to see him racing for those top spots.
I'm hoping we do. I mean, I'm just thinking back. I remember calling some second split races. I'm pretty sure I've seen him blink in here a couple of times with some connection issues. I think he has dropped in the past once or twice, so hopefully he makes it to the end of this race.
We've got a little bit of a only 4 laps to go. Mike and Ryan just in battle for 12th and 13th. Unusual to see a clean car here without any damage on it. I'm not sure I can see any damage on Ryan's car yet.
Oh, he does. It's on the right side.
On the right side, I haven't looked there.
Yeah.
Yep, there. Low. That Dr. Pepper car's been through the walls there for sure. All loose out of turn 1.
Yeah, this race has been a tough race for all involved, I think, except for Marty Carroll, who got off to an early jump and has never looked back. Over 9 seconds back to second place Mike Fulcher. Nigel Baines has started reeling in Mike Fulcher again, now down to about half a second, so we may see with 2 laps left to go if Nigel puts a push here on these last 2 laps, we might see him putting a big battle on for that second place.
Yeah, catching's one thing and passing is another, as the great Murray Walker used to say. Nigel's just showing some good race pace throughout, but Fulcher's showing some good race craft throughout as well. It's not going to be easy to get past him.
Well, their last laps, Nigel was about a half second faster than Michael Fulcher, so it might.
Yeah, we might get to see a battle, but like Brenton said, getting past him, that's something else. But yeah, I think if Nigel can catch him, we'll definitely see a great battle.
Fulcher's just able to get a really good drive out of the carousel. That's one of the spots you need to be able to really close in on the guy in front of you.
Curtis
They
Ship.
do have some lap traffic coming up ahead of them.
Yeah, that definitely will come into play.
Yeah, and Martin Cream is very experienced. Wouldn't think he'll interfere too much if he can help it. Yes, mate.
Final lap. Nigel tapped the wall a little bit. It's going to mess up his momentum.
Whew, it messed up his car pretty good there. That was a pretty significant tap.
Fulcher pulling everything he can off of Martin Creamer's for a draft.
And Martin Carroll coming to the second last turn. Our pole position man with a 106.8. Fastest lap of the race, I think, as well, with the 107.6 last turn. Dominant performance from start to finish. Congratulations to Martin Carroll for winning. Fantastic effort.
Great job, Marty. Very proud. That was a fantastic race. Great job.
Nigel Baines lighting him up coming through the final turn.
Yeah, you got it down to about 0.6 off the bumper there of Mike Fulcher for third place. A great job to all three of those guys. Fantastic job. Tony Autrich comes across in fourth. Curtis Chipaway will come across in fifth. He had a good clean race. Let's go to Greg Sharp in sixth place. A really great drive by Greg Sharp. Fantastic race.
Yep, there's Dennis Katerik in seventh. Jake Burton just came through the final turn, coming in eighth. Sanjin Dalalik running ninth. Aaron Hamilton's going to be 10th, it looks like.
Yeah, Aaron's car's going to have to pass through scrutineering. It looks about 2 feet shorter and about 3 feet thinner. He's banged a few walls.
So the final results, Marty Carroll first, Michael Fulcher second, Nigel Baines third, Tony Autrich fourth, Curtis Chipaway fifth, Greg Sharp sixth, Dennis Katerik seventh, Jake Burton in eighth, Sanjin Dalalik in ninth, Aaron Hamilton 10th, Marty Creamers 11th, Ryan Shelton 12th, Mike Budsey in 13th, Graham Filand after that early incident came up in 14th, Corey Preston 15th, Dave Oliver 16th, Marlon McMullen 17th, very unfortunate, Matt Yeomans 18th, and Jason Scandalera rounding it out in 19th.
Martin wins by 10 seconds. That's a truly dominant performance. Obviously he's really got his car tuned in, not just the car but himself as well. Just a fantastic dominant performance, you would call that, from pole position, but to win by 10 seconds in a race that's very much dominated by sitting in someone's draft. To be congratulated.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to see a lot of it because he was just out there in front by himself the whole time.
Well, yeah, that was a sensation. Sorry, that was a sensational race. Lots of action, 50 laps, but it just always seemed like there was something happening. And a few stars of the show, there's no doubt about that. With 3 wide on occasion coming to the carousel, but what a fantastic job by all.
So just an update here, second split. This is something I've been noticing the entire season. Is the times really aren't all that different. Average lap time 109.2 for Marty Carroll. Jason Dixon won the second split with an average lap time of 110.4. They're just not that far off. It's performance gap really come down. The second split, Jason Dixon first, Robert Rosengreen second, Stanley Phillips third, Jason Quire fourth, Shane Rayner fifth, Stephen Oldfield sixth, Tony Lynch seventh, Rory Windrum in eighth, Bradley Mays ninth, Andrew Tron 10th, David Baxter 11th, William Bailey 12th, John Payne 13th, Andrew Vince 14th, Peter Simons 15th, Robert Elliott 16, Adam Harden 17, Terry Blackburn 18, Wayne Kendall coming in 19th. It's a lot of new names. That's great to see.
Yeah, with Dixon, the winner of the Split 2, have to remember that he actually came 4th in yesterday's race with a strong performance. So another one who's on the up and up, and no doubt it won't be long before he's in the top split.
Well, he just missed it on this one. He had the number 1 car in the second split. Well, that was a great race. Looks like maybe Marty Carroll will be ready to come down and have a chat with us. What do you think, Kane?
Yeah, you're right. Drivers are here starting to get ready for some interviews. Let's bring our race winner down and have a word with him. Marty, congratulations, buddy! A race win. That was fantastic. It was a lot of fun to watch you get out there and you got out in front and never looked back. 10 seconds. You won by 10 seconds. That's fantastic.
Yeah, no, awesome for the V8 Superfans Falcon today. Throw it to the sponsors: simpit.com, Carnivore Candy, Mad Graphics, Apex Photography. But yeah, no, it's just a testament to the hard work that that we've been putting in this season, and it sort of, we had a lot of pace at the Premier Series last week, and it rolled over into this week. And yeah, we actually had the pace there to battle at the front at Alton Park last week, but unfortunately I was unable to make the race. So it was good to come out this week and really, you know, put a solid performance in. And you know, it has been a long time since I'd put 10 seconds out on my great teammate Nigel Baines.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen you guys have that good close race that we were so used to a couple seasons back. But I'm so glad to see you guys back having such great races. And boy, today you guys really had some great pace between you and Fulch. You guys, man, some awesome pace here tonight.
Yeah, I was keeping an eye on the relative more than I was the track in front, because it was getting a little bit lonely up front there for a while, but just kept hitting my marks and punching out the laps, and it looked like Nige and Fulch were having a good battle, and it was good to see young Dennis, the new recruit for the Kamikaze Development Squad, up there mixing it with some of the big boys there and putting on a good show.
Marty, congratulations on a fantastic effort, winning by 10 seconds at dominant performance. Am I right in thinking that's 3 out of 3 for you so far this weekend here at Watkins in the official races?
Yep. This one was a little bit easier than the first two, which I had to snabble back the lead on the last lap on both occasions, unfortunately. But no, this is what those were a warm up for, was to come out here today and put a good show on, and yeah, put SDC Motorsports back on the map. So we've got all our team teething problems out of the way. We've grown to a good size now to where it's running itself and it's self-sufficient, and you know, we can concentrate on our driving, you know, and put more time into setups, and you know, this is just the tip of the iceberg, really. So.
Mate, looking at your lap times, 107s for your first 11 laps, dropping down to the 108s pretty consistently after that. Was that a matter of your tyres were just heating up too much, or was that just managing your pace?
Yeah, it's just managing the gap, because I knew I'd sort of changed my strategy on the fly a little bit, and I wanted to run a couple laps longer, knowing Michael and Nigel traditionally like to come in as soon as they can. So yeah, no, it was just managing the gap back to Michael there, and you know, once I got it out to a comfortable sort of 4 seconds, it was easier just to look after the tyres and look after the car, and because around the Glen here, to be fast and consistent like that, you're on the edge, lap in, lap out, and it's so easy to drop a wheel off, and with the walls being so close, or just clipping the wall at the top of the S's, where I'm pretty sure majority of the cars would have had a big black stripe on the right-hand front from clipping the top of the S's, which I didn't have a problem with that today. Thankfully, being out front, but often when you're following a car closely behind, when you're coming up to the top of the S's, you get a lot of aero understeer and wash out into the wall. So, and I know from the Premier Series that can be a great hindrance to your race.
Now we're at Laguna Seca next week, mate. What's your thoughts on that track? Still keep this momentum up, this great momentum that you and your team seem to have. How do you normally go there?
Definitely. Laguna is another favoured track of both mine and Nigel's. So, you know, we've got a good core working group within the team now, and unfortunately, Chad Chastain, shout out to him. He'd probably still be asleep. Wasn't able to make the race today. But you know, if he was here, it definitely would have been nice to push for an SDC 1, 2, 3. So No, we're definitely keen to keep up the good work, and the Premier Series rolls around to Road Atlanta also, and so that's also another favourite track where we did a lot of pre-season work with round 1 of the official series being there. So, no, we got a lot of confidence coming into the next couple of rounds.
Well, mate, congratulations. A very strong performance today at Watkins Glen, mate. Congratulations to you and good luck for the rest of the season, and hopefully you and your team continue the good work. So well done.
Yeah, thanks, mate. And a quick shout out to yourself, Brendan O'Brien, and Jim Davies for filling in for JD Smith. Did an awesome job on the broadcast. Thank you very much. And thank you again, Kane, as always.
Thank you, Marty. The YouTube viewers want to know how much you're looking forward to getting you some carnivore candy.
Yes, very much so. There should be some being freighted over from New Zealand as we speak.
That's awesome stuff. Great drive, Marty. Can't wait to see you next week.
Yeah, thanks again, Kane, and a shame JD couldn't be here. I know the Glen's a favourite track of his, and he never minds having seen an STC car out front either.
Yeah, he's been waiting to see you in Victory Lane for a while. You're right, it's a shame that he's going to miss that one. But he'll see it, he'll watch it back, probably tonight even.
Yeah, definitely. I think he might even be recruiting Brenton to come into the booth each week. Did a really good job out there today, mate.
Cheers, Marty. I do a bit of commentating for the Asian GT series every Saturday night, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time in Australia. So, yeah, don't mind me commentating. Well, cheers for that, Marty. Congratulations, and like I said, good luck to you and your team for the weeks after.
Cheers, thank you.
Who we got next there, Kane?
Let's bring in second. Yeah, let's bring in Mike Fulcher to finish second place tonight.
G'day, Mick, Brett O'Brien and Kane Craft with you, V8's Online. Watkins Glen round coming second today, mate. Fantastic performance, mate. Congratulations to you. Can you just tell us a bit about your race, thanks?
Yeah, thanks, Brenton. Hey, Kane. Mate, that's probably the best result I've had ever in the Americas, V8 Americas, I think. I maybe got third last season, but yeah, no, that is definitely the best result I've had, and I'm stoked with it. I'm sitting in quite a puddle of sweat, had to work hard for it, especially Nigel winding the pressure up at the end there. But as far as Marty Carroll goes, man, who's catching him? No one. He's flying.
Yeah, there's no doubt he's a different postcode. 106.956 in qualifying, very strong performance there, and brought in give her third on the grid. When do you do your qualifying? Did you do it with teammates during the week, or was that just late before the race? What?
Yeah, I've done. That was yesterday's time. I probably did 3 sessions this morning. I was up pretty early, hitting it, getting practice in, and I could not better it today. I had a chance at a few toes from the teammates as well, but I just seem to blow it when I'm in the toe. That was the time I did yesterday without a toe, and I can't get near it again. So that's my time. That's where it's going to stay, I think.
And strong lap times throughout the race here, starting off with solid 8s, very consistent with the 8.2s. You ran 3 8.2s in a row from laps 9 to 11. Quickest lap of 107.7 straight after your pit stop, lap 25. You happy with this going the halfway, or is that something you might look at for the next race, probably either tomorrow night or Monday night?
Well, I worked out the numbers, and I probably could have come in 1 lap earlier, which I believe Nigel did on lap 23, but that's as far as I could push it, and I might have to save a bit of fuel in the second stint if I did that. So that's the earliest I can come in comfortably. I was really thinking about maybe coming in on lap 23, but once again, even if I'd undercut Marty with that speed, he was always going to win it, and Nigel was back about 5 seconds at that stage, so I thought I'll stick with my comfortable numbers and not push it. But if I had to, I probably could come in 1 lap earlier. That'd be about it.
And any problems with your tyres at all? There didn't seem to be any overheating, any degradation at all? Everything seemed okay?
Yeah, it goes through that stage where it gets a little bit of oversteer and then understeer, like all within the same lap, and you have to work out, is it actually oversteering or understeering? A little bit of a bar adjustment there. But I was happy with balance for the whole race. Yeah, a little bit of a bar adjustment, but this setup was solid. Yeah.
And it has to be acknowledged, there's a very strong race performance tonight from Dennis Gatterick, a teammate of yours in the development squad. Am I right in thinking that?
That's right. I'm glad you mentioned that. We're really proud of Dennis. Really happy that he had such a great race. I'm looking forward to kicking back and watching the broadcast and to see exactly what happened with Dennis. But looking at that result page, well done to Dennis. That is his first broadcast America's race ever, and a top 10. And well done.
And showed some genuine good racecraft there as well. And you'll see plenty of Dennis in the broadcast after you log off of here, because he was pretty much the star of the show. Him, Jake Burton, and Aaron Hamilton really running nose to tail most of the time, fairly clean. A few minor incidents here or there. Well, for Jake, I think he got burnt pretty badly, or Corey got pretty badly burnt at one stage. But no, Dennis out of them just showed some great racecraft and very clean throughout.
That's really good to hear, because I think I've said it before. It's always nice to get a win and up on the podium, but always our priority at KRT is to come away with no one being angry that you took him out. Hold your head high. You drove a good, clean, respectful race, and Dennis fits straight into that. We knew that from the day we got him into the team, that he was going to fit really well with that. And driving clean is the number one priority. So good on him.
I'm not sure whether Kane's gone or not, but mate, well, congratulations on a fantastic effort, mate. Probably your highest position in the Americas Series, mate. Second place tonight, so a fantastic effort, mate. Well done.
Thanks, Brendan, and congrats to Marty. Great.
Cheers for that, Kane. Over to you.
All right. Again, great job, Fulch. We're going to Laguna Seca next week. What do you think of that? Is that a good track for you, or one you're going to struggle with?
I did a fair bit of the Mazdas when I first started, and that was definitely one of my favourites. I think I was pretty quick at Laguna in the Mazda. I've only had one crack at it in the V8s, and that was in my very early V8 stages. So the car came back a little second hand, probably near the tail of the field. So I don't know. I've got pretty high hopes for it, because I do like the track. So we'll just have to wait and see, I think.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for it, because it's not one that we've seen a whole lot here in the V8 Supercars. So we have been there a couple times since I've been watching the V8 Supercars online here, but I don't think we've been here in the Americas Series yet. So I'm excited for it. Great drive, Fulch. It was really exciting watching you and Nige. Stick around. We might have another word here after a little bit. I'm going to bring in third place Nigel Baines. Had a fantastic race with Mike Fulch there. Fantastic effort. Nigel Baines, how you doing tonight, buddy? That was a great drive.
Pretty good, thanks, Kane. Yeah, I appreciate that. Would have liked to be a little further up the grid to try and run with Mike and Marty early on, but that was great fun. Long race, and just kept digging.
Well, starting fifth on the grid, Nigel, as you said, it probably hurt you a bit. You certainly had the race pace out there. Quickest lap of 107.6 on lap 26, which is a pretty good performance there, considering you pitted lap 23, I think it was. So pretty good pace throughout, with the 108.6s dropping off at the end there. Was that your tyres are getting a little bit warm, or just ready to make a lag attack on Michael Fulcher in front of you there?
Yeah, it was. I didn't really have the confidence behind Fulch through the S's. He seemed to be on rails there, and I'd lose a couple of tenths each time. I didn't want to tag a wall. It got up onto the podium, and from the early pit, I managed to put a gap on Tony, which was good, because I was certainly struggling to get by him early on. So nice to jump in, nice to be close to Fulch, but I just didn't really have the confidence to get through the S's quick enough, which meant really I wasn't going to have anywhere to have a go. So it was pretty much settled in with 8 to go and accepted my third, and then with a few to go, I kind of reeled him in, a few tenths a lap for a couple of laps there, and thought it might be on again. But no, great drive by Fulch, and just awesome by Marty. I mean, his race pace throughout was just pretty much unstoppable.
Oh, yeah, Marty was, like I said before, in a different postcode. It certainly showed the genuine pace. Now, a lot better result than you had this time yesterday, lucky enough. Had a bit of drama with lap traffic yesterday. Clear of that today, so showed your true potential at this track. Track you enjoy, I'm assuming?
If I'm honest, I don't really like it too much. I prefer the more technical tracks. But it's always great racing here. That's the only one thing I will say for it. You know, hot lapping here is kind of a bit numb, but racing is just awesome, and you've just got to be so patient. You can follow a guy for 20 laps, and he'll not give you a sniff anywhere, and you just have to accept it, even if you've got a quicker car. So, yeah, it's always fun racing, but you know, I look forward to moving on.
Laguna Seca next week. What's your thoughts on there?
Yeah, when I say look forward to moving on, anywhere but Laguna Seca. No, it's certainly technical. It's just something about the place. But hopefully we can have some good racing there. It's a tough one to race at, I think.
Well, mate, congratulations on the third place. Does anyone want to give a shout out at all? Sorry. You want to thank your sponsors or anyone you need to thank at all?
Well, if I'm honest, the guys in this room right now, Fulch and Marty, and even with Chad and the other guys on the team, we've really kind of hit a groove here the last few weeks, and we're hoping it will continue through. So really, a shout out to SDC Motorsports and KRT Kamikaze. We've got it hooked up pretty good.
Yeah, there's no doubt at all about that. The Premier League Series next week, I think, is at Road Atlanta, so you guys are showing some genuine pace there, working sensationally well as a team SDC, certainly a team on the rise, so congratulations to you and all your teammates involved.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks, Brent.
Alright, we're going to move on. Thanks again, Nigel. We're going to move on to Jake Burton, who was stuck in the middle of a great battle all race long. It got a little rough at times, but the racing was just fantastic. Jake Burton, how you doing, buddy?
That is gold. That's great.
Yeah, that sums it up really. Not a great day.
Oh, dude, you had to have been watching it from our point of view, Jake. That was a fantastic drive, fantastic day. You did kind of got some damage there, but even so, man, you showed such potential with that having those cars around you all race long. Such a great battle. You could say it was a bad day, but from the spectator point of view, man, you did a fantastic job.
Yeah, made good television, as they say, but yeah, it's a bit frustrating. I mean, I went from my last Americas race at COTA, where I had a great race with Tony and went and won the race, to this, where I was back in the pack, and Watkins is just my nemesis. I think it's my bogey track, that's for sure, and qualifying pace my race pace was much better than my qualifying pace, so I tried to get racing, and yeah, then Curtis dive bombed me and snapped the steering, basically. I mean, I may as well have had the steering wheel not attached to the front tyres whatsoever, but yeah, oh well, it was costing me quite a bit. I think there was a chance I could have been up with Tony and maybe even Nigel if that didn't happen, which is a shame, but well, onwards and upwards.
Well, Jake, considering you had a bit of damage early from Curtis, I didn't get to see that, to be honest with you, but quality time of 7.146, we're only talking the 3/10 off the pole there, so showing some good pace, but mate, for you to guts it out with that damage, mate, congratulations to you, and a good hard race from there on with Dennis, Aaron, and I think it was, who else was it?
Corey was up there.
Corey, Corey. Yeah, mate, some sensational watching. The racing to watch there. It's you to be congratulated. Had a few dramas there later on though in the race. Dennis drove clean. Saw you get hit a little bit. I think it was by Aaron going into the carousel. Was it?
I was getting hit everywhere. Aaron knocked me into the carousel once or twice, and then I had some contact with Corey coming up the S's, which was pretty exciting. You know, a 210 km/h slide is never exciting, but you know, we both saved it, and then I got into Dennis just after that because I was all out of control, so sorry to him for that. But yeah, it was just not a good race from a racecraft point of view. There's just stuff going on which I wasn't enjoying everywhere, which is a shame, but...
Yeah, well, 50 laps with a broken car it can't be easy to do, especially on a quick track like this where each tenth counts, especially. But how did you find your setup going into the race? Are you confident with your setup, or you got a little bit more work to go on it?
The quali pace in the setup is pretty average, I'll be honest. I think I deserved another 2 or 3 tenths even in quali speed because my quali speed was terrible. On the scheme of things, if you know what I mean, like normally being up in the top 3 qualifying like P8, it's just disappointing. But the race pace is really good. It holds the tyres for a long time, but just keep it off the walls and without damage, and it should be okay. Just looking forward to having another crack tonight in the Apex series and Monday.
Yeah, well, 2 sprint races, 25 laps in the Apex series tonight. No doubt everything you learnt from today will go well in that tonight. So, Laguna Seca next week, mate. What do you think of that track? How do you go there?
Well, I actually think I've this round pretty well forfeited my chances of doing any good in the Americas Championship because of the 10 weeks thing. Because I honestly, not because I've got anything particular on, but I just hate Laguna Seca with a passion. So we'll probably just miss it and only race Apex because I don't really see the need for there to be any official stuff there because I just hate the track. I might do some laps and if I've got decent pace, maybe, but probably not.
Well, mate, a good effort tonight. 8th place in the race. Yep, you're probably disappointed with the result, but, mate, have a look at it on later on in the broadcast, mate. I think you'd be pretty proud the way you drove, considering the damage that you were carrying, mate. So, yeah, tough one to handle tonight, but congratulations from us, mate. I think it was a pretty gutsy effort.
Yeah, thanks guys. It was certainly kind of fun. It wasn't as fun as what it was last week with Tony, but I'll put my head down and try and do better tonight. And also, just wanted to mention, you SDC guys, great effort. You guys are flying. That was great drive.
Yeah, thanks, Jake.
Yeah, SDC, definitely a team on the move going upwards and forwards, there's no doubt. So, mate, good job tonight, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, definitely don't write off the series championship yet. There's still plenty of weeks left, and as you start off the season really great, we're seeing a lot of drivers have their on days and their off days, so that definitely leaves the series wide open. Especially no Bo this week, so that's really gonna open up the door on this championship going forward.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm just looking at the calendar now, and the first few races on the calendar have actually been my tracks, which I'd presume not to do as well at, except in Coda. So I presume I'll go well at Donington, Oran. Basically, the last 5 races of the season will be strong. So I'm going to set my aim to get another race win.
Can't wait. Let's bring in Corey Preston, who was part of that
Watkins
epic
Glen.
battle there in the middle pack for lap after lap. Corey Preston, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. What a great drive you had there. Great battles between you, Aaron Hamilton, Jake Burton, and Dennis Guterick.
Yeah, good battling there. I mean, me and Jake nearly had a massive accident going up the top of the S's, and then good battles on. But yeah, just a shame that somebody either forgot to broke or outbroke themselves, and yeah, I didn't have time to react and just ended up DQ'd. Nothing I could do about it. But yeah, it was a pretty good race until that happened. But yeah, I just stuffed my pit stop, and that's what put me back that far.
Yeah, we mentioned a couple times throughout the race tonight that you have got some really great pace. You had some fantastic lap times. Just a couple little mistakes here and there that set you back. But as you get those worked out and get that racecraft improved just a little bit, you're really gonna be a contender for this thing. So keep working on it, and I think we're really gonna see you moving toward the front.
Yeah, I just need to. I actually got in front of Marty off the start line, so I think next time I'm gonna have to load up that smoke screen or that ink bottle and, you know, spray it all over his windscreen so he can't see next time. And yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Smith. How's your Atlanta going, buddy? Hope to have you back next week, mate.
Yeah, you're not the only one. We had a great broadcast here tonight without him, but I do miss him. You get used to working with that one voice, and it definitely throws you off. I was definitely working with two left hands tonight, but Britton O'Brien and Jim Davies stepping up, they did a fantastic job. Appreciate it so much.
Oh, appreciate that. Corey, great start, mate. Up into second place off the grid. Mate, were you holding Michael up a little bit? Was there team orders? Like Michael seemed to have that race pace on you, or what was the story there early days?
My mistakes cost me. Yeah, I just I think it was into turn 1, or was it turn 1 or was it the carousel? One of those two, or it might have even been the last corner or something. I think I just ran wide in there and got squarely out, and yeah, that let Fulch through, and then I just lost pace slowly from there, and then Curtis caught up and went down the inside of the carousel and knocked into my side, and that sent me rooster tailing through the grass, and it was interesting.
Lapping 27, you did your fastest lap of 107.8. Pitting on lap 26, if you had your time again, would you pit then, or would you try and pit a bit earlier?
If I did the same thing again, I wouldn't overshoot my pit box, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a fair call. Laguna.
He's saying Laguna Seca next week, Corey. How do you go there?
Last time I went there, I think I ended up backwards at turn 1. So yeah, hopefully history does not repeat itself, and I can actually have a bit of a good result there. I mean, I'm pretty over Laguna Seca. Like, it may be a pretty, you know, unfair thing to say, but me, Graham, and a couple of other boys, we used to come from Gran Turismo 5, and yeah, we used to do a lot of Laguna Seca, and yeah, I've done just so many laps over my gaming career at Laguna Seca that I'm a bit sick of it. But yeah, it's just like it's a bit too bland, you know. Like, there's road, there's sand, and there's concrete, and there's more sand. It's just like more of the same, and every time you do a lap, you think, haven't I been here before?
Yeah, I know exactly how you feel now. It looks like you need to change your batteries and your fire alarm in the background there too, Corey. Sounds like they're blipping every now and then. So, mate, tough job tonight. You had the race pace, mate. You'll continue getting up there, no doubt, mate. So, yeah, congratulations. But, yeah, onwards and upwards next week.
Yeah, thanks, Brenton, and thanks, Kane. Hope to get an interview next week, and hope to see JD back.
He'll be back. I'm sure he's going to be watching probably tonight. Go back and watch yourself. That battle about midway point there for that 7th position that you guys had. Very intense. It was definitely exciting to watch. So go back, have a watch, get you something to drink, because it's definitely exciting. Thanks for stopping by, Corey, and can't wait to watch next week and see how you do it, Laguna Seca.
Yeah, thanks, Kane and Brenton. I'll talk to you next week. Thanks.
Good on you.
Next one.
Got to get Dennis here with us.
Yeah, I was going to say, next we're going to bring in Dennis Katerica, who his very first time ever racing on the V8 Supercars America's broadcast series top split race, and what a fantastic job. It really showed some great racecraft and some patience and some, you know, perfect amount of aggression, and it took a while, but it definitely paid off. So great race, Dennis Katerica. Thanks for joining us in the Get Dirty MX point. My tongue's all tied up. Get Dirty MX post race show.
Oh, thank you very much. It's nice to finally be here.
Dennis, congratulations, mate. A fantastic result, mate. You would have been my driver of the day. Just showed so much patience today, mate. From 6 on the grid. Obviously had a few probably pushed out wide at turn 1, I think it was. Lost a few positions. Can you just tell us about what happened there?
Yeah, I think we were going up through the S's up the hill, and yeah, I just felt a bit of a tap, and then the rear, started sliding, and it's hard to regain, like the grip in these cars. So I had to let off the accelerator, and everybody was just in a train. So I just watched everybody fly by one. I looked on the replay. I don't think anybody was at fault really. But I think it was just more the internet, and we got a bit too close, and yeah, it just ended up pushing me wide.
Certainly got the job after that done, though, mate. Congratulations, mate. Great performance with Jake, Greg Sharp, Corey, Aaron Hamilton. The 5 of you were running nose to tail for a while. Great to see you involved with the split one on the broadcast for the first time too. Just tell us about that battle, how it all came out, and how you got your nose in front of all of them, well, except for probably Greg, of course. But just the patience you showed, mate, was very, very impressive.
Yeah, thanks. I really needed it. There was times, where a little bit of a bump here and there would be all right, but nah. I don't know. I just guess I just tried to race clean and not put any dents on the car or anything. Well, I don't know. I saw that I'd get a better run out onto the straight, so that's where I tried to pick them off most of the time. And I don't know, I guess it's a bit hard to make a move down the carousel, but give enough laps, and yeah, should have been easy to do.
Just a couple of times there, it looked like you got caught that little bit wide. I think there was that one time there were 3 wide going into the carousel, and just showed that good racecraft and just backing off, keeping yourself in the game, and then making those passes later on. But really close going into that carousel a few times there.
Yeah, there was a few times where I was expecting to spin. I'm pretty sure there was one where I got a little tap. I don't know, maybe that was my fault for cutting in a little bit too much, like being 3 wide, and I almost lost it. But yeah, it was definitely interesting on my part. I don't know how it looked on broadcast, but it was pretty sketchy sometimes.
Well, in the development team, mate, just tell us a bit about yourself in iRacing. How long have you been doing that for, and how long you've been doing the V8s for?
Yeah, I've been doing iRacing for, I guess, a pretty long time now. I think maybe it's like ever since 2012. But I was racing on my brother's account, and we shared it. So yeah, I couldn't really take it any serious. And I didn't race every week. I'd maybe race 3 weeks in a row and then take a 3-month gap. So yeah, and then I think it was my first ever second split race, and I came 10th, and I was like, yeah, I could maybe give this a shot. So I made my own account, jumped on, and yeah, well, here I am. These guys at Alliance, and they've been a great help to me, and yeah, I guess it's up to me now to make it up to them.
Oh well, mate, you did your team proud tonight, no doubt about that at all. I know Marty Carroll was a big rap for you previously. Anyone you want to give a shout out to at all, mate? Thank your sponsors, thank your team.
Oh yeah, well, I guess I'd like to thank everybody. I'd like to thank everybody at SDC, KRT. Well, pretty much I'd like to thank everybody at the Alliance. They've just been a great help, helping me with the setups and whatnot. I'd like to, I don't know, I really didn't think about this before, but yeah, I guess I'd just like to thank them, and just give a shout out to Marty for winning the race, and just a good 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, very impressive tonight, mate. Laguna Seca next week. How do you go there?
Truth be told, I don't know. I don't think I've ever raced there in the V8, so I'll just have to see.
Well, never a better chance than next week, mate. So congratulations tonight. Hopefully that momentum will keep up now. Mate, 7th place tonight from the car 16. So no doubt there's going to be some good points heading your way in that regards as well. So really good tonight, Dennis. Congratulations to you, and we'll see you next week.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Hi, last but certainly not least, I guess somebody's always got to be the last one to go. Curtis Chipaway, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man.
Well, great drive from you. It seen you up there, finished 5th tonight, so great drive. Watkins Glen, tough track. How'd you find it?
Yeah, I have been given not much testing time, so I've been struggling the past couple of days to catch up in the speed terms, and I just couldn't catch the boys up front, but I'm happy with the result I got, especially coming from ninth. I'm a little bummed that Marlon had a big accident, so oh well.
Well, I said last but not least I didn't have my thing scrolled, so if Dave Oliver and Graham Filan's watching, I am coming. I will get to you. I just didn't see you guys up there. Sorry about that. But yeah, definitely a tough night.
Yeah, I mean, we're really hoping to rebound for Laguna Seca. It's a smaller track, so we're hoping we'll do a little better there. Struggled a lot this week, and I barely brought it speed together just a couple hours ago. So I'm glad with the 5th place. It's way better than I thought it was.
Here, I got my mic working now. Next week we go to Laguna Seca. What do you? How do you go for there? Have you raced there before? Do you like the track?
I don't recall ever being there in the V8, but I don't hate the track. It's an all right track. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm good at it, but I definitely enjoy it.
Yeah, no, Curtis, congratulations, mate. Ninth on the grid, up to 5th in the race, mate. Bit of drama with Jake Burton early in the race, apparently. Can you just tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, we were going at it, and I think I went on the inside of the carousel, and I apparently hit him. From my cockpit, my car didn't even move. Like, it was lag contact. Marlon told me after he had crashed. We were about 5 feet away from each other at the time. So I'm sorry for it, but it's the internet. I can't help it.
No, that's right. It's a decent amount of space between ourselves and where you're at the moment. So 5th in the race, you'd be happy with that result. Have you had much chance to do practice here at all?
No, not really. Been pretty busy through the week, so I've only got a limited amount of time. So been really struggling with the qualifying pace. Barely had a race set up to go for today. So.
Yeah, 107.3 in quali. Was that done just before the race tonight, or did you get a chance midweek to put that in?
No, that was done right before the race.
And did you receive any damage as a result? Just your car looked like it had a few nicks and crannies over it type things. Or how was your steering, or how was your performance of your car? Was it down, or were you happy with where it was at?
Yeah, I didn't notice anything wrong with the car at all. I didn't get any damage from my point of view, so drove fine the entire race, and I even gained pace near the end as well. So.
No, well, mate, congratulations. Anyone you want to give a shout out to? Congratulations to your sponsors or to your teammates at all?
No, I'm good. I'm just want to thank Marlon for putting up with everything this week. So, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes.
No, well, congratulations, mate. 5th place tonight. Good job. Didn't get much of a chance to do some practice, so congratulations on a 5th place. Laguna Seca next week. How do you find that?
Yep, I'm excited. I'll do good there, I think. So.
Well, good on you, mate, and good luck to next week for you and your team.
Yep, thanks.
Next we got Dave Oliver.
Hey, how you guys going?
Yeah, good, Dave. Welcome to the after show, Watkins Glen, mate. Where'd we go here? Sorry, mate, just got to catch up. Oh, no, I had a bit of a drama tonight, mate. Down in 16th, obviously lost a lot of laps with an incident. Mate, can you tell us a bit about your race?
The first half up to just before the pit stop was actually pretty good. Started second last, hadn't qualified, and I think I made my way up to about 12th or 11th. So, got through a lot of cars and stuff, which was really good. And the cars in front, kind of that little battle pack, which I think had Dennis and Jake and all those guys, they were kind of stretching away, and I had Sanjin behind, he was dropping back a little bit. So I was kind of in no man's land, but just waiting to get to the first stop, and you know, cruising along, and then I think I hit the curb going up through the S's the second part, and it kind of kicked the car a little bit sideways. And by the time when I corrected, it's kind of pushed me into the wall. Sort of 2 decent hits on the outside wall, and it bent the steering pretty significant. So after that is, you know, meatball in the pits and did the required, and it felt fairly ordinary. I think the steering was at about 2 o'clock. It just wasn't drivable, so I did a little drift and then went into the pits.
Yeah, fastest lap on lap 7 a 108.359, followed by on lap 8 a 108.360, so a thousandth of a second. So good consistency there, mate. Generally in the mid 8s, very low 9s, so showing some good race pace. How much practice have you had this week in the car?
Oh, a little bit, but other than that, I did the a race, the OSR race during the week, and I did yesterday's race as well. So, but yeah, it was, you know, had quite a few like race laps, which is good. I seem to go better than there in practice. Usually in practice, I bin it on that. I end up binning it every 2 or 3 laps, so I seem to be like that at most tracks.
Yeah, Laguna Seca next week. What's your thoughts there?
I think it's been a little while since we've actually been there. It's been quite a few seasons, so it'll be interesting to see how the new car goes there. So, and I think the last time we were there, it was when we had the rake car there. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. You know, proper setup, decent tires and decent setup. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. You know, as long as everyone behaves themselves into turn 1, 2, and into the corkscrew, I think it should be a pretty decent race.
Now, looking forward to next season. Possibly, where's your allegiance? You're going to cross over to the Holden once it's released on iRace, or you're going to stick with the Ford?
I don't know. Probably, I'm a bit of a Holden guy, so I'll probably jump on with the Holden. So, but yeah, see how the model looks and all that. So, but I'll probably jump on there for the first season and see how it goes.
Well, unlucky tonight, mate. Showed some good race pace. It's a long season. You get to drop the 2 races, so
tyres at the end.
Oh, hang on, sorry. This is probably just going to be one of those drops, mate. So unlucky tonight, mate, but a good performance, no doubt, in the first stint. So hopefully have a bit more luck at the series from here on in.
Yeah, thank you very much for commentating and broadcasting.
Cheers, Dave. Good on you.
Hey, Green Bones Filing here with us. Bones, how'd you do tonight? Last I seen your car was in some pretty bad shape, man.
G'day, Kane, Brenton. Yeah, she was. Car was feeling really good till I went, I better set up my optimal laps. And as I'm hitting the button, and I looked up, and there was about 2 car lengths past me braking point. So I just put them on as hard as I could and tried to get the car to go sideways into the fence, but no, she went straight in and gave me a meatball. But
see, I had my money on a computer problem, but I guess it was the computer problem was you was fiddling with your computer.
It was me. It's me just missing me point. But yeah, then it wouldn't turn, so I went to the pits and tried for the quick pit out 2 minutes, and went out there and the car was undrivable, so I went and pitted for the extra 8 minutes, and it come out. The car felt really good once I come out, but just was losing, 2 seconds a lap on what I should be doing. So I had to rely on other people to fall off again, and they did, and I got back 14, 14, 14. 14's my number for the day.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Points for persistence, mate. You stuck with it and got through. What'd you pass there? 5 cars. Made time. Yeah, you're a bit bashed and bruised, no doubt at all. How much have you had to practice here at Watkins, or did you go in fairly green?
Oh no, I went really green this week. We did a quick session on Tuesday night, and then work commitments have been in, so I hadn't even been on all week till this morning. We jumped on and said we better work on a race set, and chucked a few race sets around between the team, and it felt good, but I just didn't drive it well. Just lack of practice. Practice. That's what you need, I think.
Yeah, it's always important, mate. But like we said, we stuck to it, and car 14 came in 14th, so it wasn't a tyre disaster. So Laguna Seca next week, Bones. What do you think of that?
It's a big nemesis for me. I've never ever done any good through the corkscrew there, but who knows? With the new car, I might be able to get it through there. I don't know. I will practice this week because I can't just jump on that and drive it.
Anyone you want to give a shout out to finally, mate?
Yeah, just our High Tech Oils sponsorship. They've jumped on board this season, and a few of the guys are going all right. If we can get computers worked out and everything else, I think we've got the cars working well. It's just like Sanjin's had a lot of problems with graphic cards, and same with Nishi, and well, Jason's our limelight at the moment. He comes second in the first. Sorry, in the second split.
Yeah, I was getting ready to bring him down here.
Big
And
shout out for Jason. He's been doing really well, and he got 16th in the top split of the Premier Series the other night too. So he's coming along really well and helping the team out. For someone who started in the back corner of the garage, just as a privateer, he soon moved into the front of our garage, and he's actually helping out a hell of a lot.
Yeah, he's showing some genuine pace. Came fourth in this race yesterday. Just the one split, but I think it was about 22 starters, so showing some genuine pace. So, yeah, well, congratulations to him, and congratulations for you guys to get himself on board, and more importantly, congratulations to High Tech Oils for sponsoring you guys. It's always good to have new sponsors on board.
Yeah, no, they're great.
yeah, let Bo know I haven't got that changed yet on the overlay, but I will get that changed over. I promise.
Yeah, Jay's got them on there, so if you're working with Jay, you should be able to get something up there. I think he's got all ours done there.
Well, thanks for coming in for the interview, Graham. It was a tough race, but we'll see you next week at Laguna. I'm sure you'll have a better race there.
Oh, hopefully I'll put in a bit more effort. Yeah. Have you heard from JD yet?
I haven't. He was supposed to send me some pictures to put on the broadcast and stuff, but he must be having a really, really good time because he hasn't got to it. But I'm sure he'll get them to me, and he's gonna try to get on TeamSpeak while he's down there and give us a chat. But I imagine he's probably having a really good time.
We're too small for you now, JD.
We also got Jason Scandalera. Is that who we got here? Jason Scandalera?
No, I think it's Jason Dixon, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah, that's Jason. Yeah.
Dixon. Okay, Jason Dixon. Sorry, my bad. I just got the first name there, and I didn't have the second split stuff. But Jason Dixon, a fantastic race in the second split. You got the #1 spot. Is that right?
Yeah, I got my first win in a V8 supercar.
Well, congratulations, Jason. It's been brewing and building, and I know personally I've raced against you first few times, mate, and you're getting faster and faster. All on the back of a bloody good result yesterday. I think 4th at the same track. So congratulations to you, mate. Can you tell us a bit about the Split 2 race? We didn't get to see it, obviously, so tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, I got a really good start. I was being harassed at the start by I think it was David Baxter and Andrew Vince. They were sticking with me for the first 10 or so laps, and I'm not sure what happened to them. I think they both made mistakes after about 10 or 12 laps, sort of thing. Apart from that, I gained a huge lead until lap traffic made me make a mistake, and I put it in the wall, and I still had a 10-second lead, and I thought I was doomed for 3rd or 4th spot, but they just didn't catch me, so I was lucky. I didn't see many other people sort of racing, so I'm not sure what happened with their races, but Robert Rosengreen come in 2nd, Stanley Phillips got 3rd, Jason Cure, I think his last name is, come in 4th, and Shane Radner was in 5th.
And congratulations to them and to yourself. Your race times, from what we understand, were pretty quick, very comparable to the Split 1, so no doubt with the improvement here today, and congratulations on your first win, your I rating will go up and knock it on the door, no doubt, for possible Split 1 broadcast races in the near future.
Yeah, I had a great race yesterday. I ended up 3rd. my lap times in this one were a couple of tenths of seconds quicker than it was yesterday, so I really wish I made that split. I only missed out by not a lot to make it, unfortunately.
Well, mate, congratulations. Time's getting on for us here. But, mate, congratulations to you and to your team for taking you on board, mate, from what we understand, from what Bones tells us. Only new to the team, mate, and ever improving, mate. So congratulations. Now, Laguna Seca next week. Have you had a chance to race there at all?
I've raced there heaps in Forza. I absolutely hate the track with a passion. Out of all games, it's always one I dislike.
Yeah, you and me both.
But I would just like to thank Bones and all the guys in the team for helping me so much. They've been a great help. Just with like little errors I was making driving wise and setups. It's a massive help for someone in development.
Well, congratulations, mate. Our Split 2 winner of tonight's race at Watkins Glen in the V8 America's Supercar Series. So, Jason Dixon's well done and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks, Brenton.
Well, Brenton, what a great show we had here tonight. I can't believe the battle we've seen there for that mid-pack. That was so exciting. And of course, Marty getting off to such a great start and just kind of leaving everybody in the dust back there. It was a fantastic night. I can't thank you enough for joining me in the booth tonight.
Oh, mate, thank you so much for having me. Really enjoyed working with yourself and Jim Davey as well on board. So, yeah, what a fantastic race. As that midfield pack especially, you could throw a blanket over them at any time, couldn't you? Marty, at the end of the day, if you want to get on TV more, mate, you need to drop back with the rest of the pack. Truly dominant performance. Led from start to finish. 10-second win, so congratulations to him and his team, and to you, Kane. Good job, mate. Congratulations to you with a good broadcast.
Yeah, I'm not as good at the whole commentating thing as JD, especially when it comes to the interviews and stuff like that. He's definitely the man. But we got through it, and I couldn't have done it without you. So I appreciate it so much. You did a fantastic job.
Oh, cheers, mate. Hopefully we'll get to work together in the future on Laguna Seca next week, and then the series on from there. So, yeah, thanks to all.
Yeah, thanks, Brendan and Kane, for carrying on. Yeah, did well. Yeah, JD's surely a big miss, but you know, he did well without him. He's enjoying himself. He's not even thinking of us, I don't think, at the moment.
He definitely he definitely deserves the day off, and definitely deserves the vacation. So I hope he's having a good time. Sure. Well, we're going to wrap it up, guys. Again, I want to give a big shout-out thank you to Jim Davey for the help, as well as Brenton O'Brien for the commentating. It was a fantastic show. I really appreciate it. Thanks to all the drivers for coming here to Watkins Glen and putting on one heck of a show. I couldn't have asked for a better round here at Watkins Glen. Next week, we'll be at Laguna Seca. We also got the V8's Online Premier Series next week, so I'll have a big week coming up next week, so everybody get your practice on, and we will see you next week.
Yep, see you guys.
Just has to cross over this crest. He will cross the line and will win the championship.
Great job. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.